Hello there. I'm going to walk you through what to look for in Google Classroom so that you can check what your child has due, what sort of work they've been doing in Google Classroom if you have access to their Chromebook, which is probably the easiest way to thoroughly check what they're doing. So once you've got their Chromebook, go into Google Classroom, which has the icon that looks like a green and yellow blackboard with a white student in front of it. Once you enter Google Classroom, you'll be presented with the Google Classroom homepage, which will show you each of the Google Classrooms that your child is currently a part of. As I mentioned in the workshop, these could be individual lessons. They might be a homeroom where announcements and assignments are pushed out. It could be used in a variety of ways by teachers. To check and get a good overview of what work your child still has overdue or that is late or just is ongoing, the quickest way to check that would be to go to the hot dog in the top left-hand corner. Clicking on that gives you a drop-down menu with all their classrooms, and above that it has a work icon with a little clipboard. Clicking on that will give you an overview of what's due. So for this particular student, they've got an exponents and square roots assignment that was due on the 13th of March. So that's now late. That needs to be handed in or completed. And underneath we have stuff that's got no due date. So this might be ongoing work like a Google badge or a logbook. It might be something that hasn't had a due date because it's simply an assignment where the teachers used it as a way of handing back results or something like that. So a teacher can return that and mark that as done themselves, or the child can do that independently. There's also a tab up here to check on the stuff that is complete, so you can go in and have a look at that. And this is designed so the students can have a good overview of what they need to prioritise and what they can leave for a little bit longer. The other way to check is to use the calendar. This particular student doesn't have a lot of things due, but you can see there that there's an assignments due on the 13th, which was that one that was late. And flicking forward, you'll be able to see any other assignments that are due in the near future. In this case, there aren't any, but that's a handy way of looking at it. It also links with their Google Calendar, which is another separate app. So there you go. That's the best way to get an overview. Looking at the classrooms as individual learning areas, clicking on the title of any of those classrooms in the home page, you'll be able to scroll down and see any assignments that are due. There's the exponents and square roots assignment that was marked late, and that you can clearly see that it's late there so that the student knows that they have to take some action on that. Opening it up, you're presented with any instructions that are required of the test or the assignment. In this case, it has an attached video that they needed to watch. And once they have completed the task, they can either attach a file from their Google Drive, an external link or file. They can also create docs from this point, slides, sheets, or drawings. Once they've marked it as done, then it asks them to make sure they've attached all of their attachments. Once it's marked as done, it says it's done late, so that the teacher knows that even though it's marked as done, it was handed in late, so they can adjust their mark accordingly. And then it's marked as done on here. So that now in the work section doesn't appear on the to-do list, it appears in the done list. So this might mean that your child needs to do a bit of housekeeping in the Google Classroom. It might mean that there's something that that child needs to follow up with the teacher. The teachers will regularly go in and mark work even if it hasn't been handed in, so it doesn't mean that it's flown under the radar, but it does require a bit of housekeeping. So that's something we can all encourage the children to do on a daily basis. Thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.